Good day, everyone. So today we are going to have a question and answer in relation to chapter 5, the theoretical perspective that serve as our midterm examination. Why theory is important in the application of motor skills includes motor control and learning. Okay. Theories are important in the application of the study of motor skills including motor control and learning because motor control and learning help us to understand the process behind movement of motor tasks and skills. Acknowledging theories of motor control and learning, we are concerning about the motor skills that led scientists to develop theories that are designed to explain many and often seemingly contradictory observations concerning how movements are acquired and controlled. Therefore, a theory in the case of human movement allows us to see how many individual elements comprising motor skills that are being connected. Although there were a lot of theories, but this statement focuses on two theories, which are common to motor control and motor learning. Though, here are the some of the common theories used for motor control and learning. We have the cognitive-based theory and dynamical system theory. Both cognitive-based and dynamical system perspectives meet the criteria of being good scientific theories. That is, both explaining fairly yet elegant terms a large and diverse set of observations concerning human movement. Both also have proved successful in predicting new observations, thereby expanding our understanding of the factors responsible for human movement, control, and learning. That is why it is really important to know or to understand the application of the study of motor control because we should take assurance in the belief, though, that each perspective provides unique insights into human motor control as well as specific guidelines for the effective instruction of motor skills. That is why we need to know and understand the theories are really important in the application of the study of motor skills, including the motor control and motor learning. Explain how far you understand information processing model. You can state example or demonstrate your example. So, allow me to first explain to you the information processing. Information processing, this means the name given to the process that our performer goes through when they make an act on decisions. It describes the three distinct stages of cognitive processes underlying the event responsible for making production of motor skills. These are the perceptual stage, the decision making, and the programming stage. Ito yung tatlong proseso na to. So first is we have the perceptual stage. In the first stage of the information processing model, the perceptual stage, sensory information from the environment is received and processed. Ibig sabihin ito yung information na natatanggap natin. For example, sa basketball. Ako yung pinasaan ng bola. Yung teammate ko is pinasa niya sa akin yung bola. Ibig sabihin, si information pumasok. Si information na pag pinasa niya sa akin yung bola, syempre, yung information na yun na pumasok is sasaluin ko yung bola. So, now, next is this perceptual information will then be transmitted to the next stage of information processing. Ibig sabihin, nung pumasok si information, pinasa niya sa isang stage, which is the decision-making stage of information processing, where it will be formed the basis for deciding whether to shoot a ball or to pass it to the another teammate. Ibig sabihin, nung pinasa sa akin yung bola, which is pumasok si information na nanggaling sa perceptual stage, syempre, nakuha ko na yung bola. And then, si decision-making stage, magde-decision, di ba? from the word itself, decision, magde-decision ka. Ibig sabihin, kapag open yung area, walang kalaban na nag-act na mag-guard sa'yo, ibig sabihin, yung magde-decision mo is titira ka. Kasi open shoot ka eh. Di ba? So, ibig sabihin naman, kapag yung kalaban mo, bigla kang inatake na magdedepensa ka, syempre, yung decision making mo, ay magde-decide ka na ipapasa. Dahil mas open siya. Di ba? Yun yung si decision making, di ba? You are deciding whether to shoot a ball or to pass the ball. Now, where it will be formed the basis for deciding, di ba? Yung sinabi ko kanina, to shoot a ball or to pass it to another teammate. Now, after kay perceptual and kay decision making, papasok si third stage of information processing involves preparing the appropriate motor program to carry out the action decided upon in the decision making. Ibig sabihin, nung nag-decide na si decision making, si programming stage ay nakaprogram na, di ba? Naka-ready na, preparatory na, prepare na siya na ititira niya na yung bola, no? Naka-program yun sa isipan niya na yun na yun, di ba? Nakadepende sa kung ano ang nanggaling kay decision making. Now, it is in this programming stage, the motor program is prepared for the assurance to the lower levels to be carried out. Ito na yung lalabas na yung action, no? Ilalabas niya na. Kasi, perceptual stage, nanggaling yung information na na-receive natin, naka-decision na tayo, di ba? Naka-decision na tayo sa making stage, and then, naka-program na yung stage. Therefore, the next to that is the response output. Yun na yung decision acted upon, no? Yun na yung after mo nang nagawa. And then, the information sent to brain and muscles to carry out the response. And then, after naman is information received ay pupunta siya sa feedback. Therefore, may dalawa tayong klase ng feedback. We have the intrinsic and the extrinsic. When we say intrinsic, ito yung mga na-receive natin sa performer, whether about sa kanilang thought or emotions. Pag sinabi namang extrinsic, ito yung kapag nanggaling siya sa environment na sa labas, di ba? Pwedeng maaaring nanggaling siya sa coach, no? Ito yung nare-receive natin sa labas ng performer, like nare-receive natin sa coach, no? Sinasabi niya na, okay, ganito, okay lang yan, di ba? Pag nanalo, nice, ganito. Na nanggagaling naman sa spectators or sa mga fans, no? Yan yung pagkakaiba ng intrinsic and extrinsic. Therefore, ito yung naintindihan ko about the processing model, about the three stages, the perceptual stage, the decision-making stage of information processing, and lastly, of the programming stage hanggang sa feedback na. So, that's it. Give one example skill that you can explain or demonstrate of a closed-loop system of information processing in relation to its definition. Assess the relative strength and weaknesses of a closed-loop system to your given example. Okay, let's demonstrate to you the closed-loop system of information processing to its definition. Now, yung kagandahan ng closed-loop system is ito yung marireview natin kung ano yung maling movement or execution yung nagawa natin. Unlike sa open loop system na it is very, very quick action or movement. So, ibig sabihin, walang feedback na nagaganap dun sa open loop system. Unlike sa closed loop system na mare-review mo, no? Mahahanap mo, ma-adjust mo kung ano yung mali na in-execute mo or kung ano yung action na maling ginawa mo, no? Sinabi na rin dito na within the information processing model, two different methods of control that have been identified. In a closed-loop system of control, feedback plays an essential role in closed-loop control. Corrections are made on the basis of feedback. Ito na nga yung sinabi ko, no? Yung closed-loop system is meron siyang feedback, unlike sa open loop. Dahil ang kagandahan ng closed-loop system is nakikita or nahanap natin, nako-correct natin kung ano yung maling in-execute natin, no? The best example sa ating closed loop system is yun yung bench press in workout, no? Ito yung malaking barbell na humihiga tayo at in-execute natin. Saan mahahanap yung closed loop system doon? An example of this is may instruction na nagga-guide sa atin kung ano yung tamang pag-execute. Now, nakita ng instructor mo yung maling pag-execute mo ng movement ng bench press. Ibig sabihin, i-correct ka niya, no? Sasabihin niya sa iyo na mali yung execution or paghawak mo ng bench press. Dahil may tendency na kapag mali yung paghawak mo ng bench press or yung equipment na yon, ibig sabihin may tendency na mahuhulog sa iyo, mahuhulog sa iyo at magkakaroon ng injury. And then ang magiging disadvantage din ng pag mali ang execution mo is may tendency na mali yung ma-develop sa katawan mo based sa sinabi sa akin dati ng instructor ko. Now, ang kagandahan nito is meron din siyang EMP. EMP means the execution motor program at mapupunta siya at magta-travel siya sa what we call this, memory trace, no? Si memory trace, siya naman yung papasok kay movement effector. Which is, si movement effector, magkakaroon siya ng feedback, which is, yun yung kinesthetics, no? At pupunta yung movement kinesthetic naman sa EMP, no? Pabalik-balik lang siya, no? Ibig sabihin, doon pa lang sa pabalik-balik na yun, mas nare-review or nako-correct natin kung ano yung maling action na nagawa natin. Therefore, the relative strength of closed-loop system are good for unpracticed skills and ongoing correction during performance possible. Ibig sabihin, habang pino-perform mo yung bench press, ibig sabihin, tinitingnan ka ng instructor mo. Tinitingnan niya kung ano yung maling execution na nagawa mo. Therefore, kapag may nakikita siya na maling pag-execute mo doon, i-correct ka niya, no? At sasabihin ka niya ganito yung tamang paghawak, ganito yung tamang pag-perform, no? And the relative weaknesses of the closed-loop system are attention demanding and requires greater planning and execution time. Ibig sabihin, yung weaknesses naman nito is it takes a very greater planning, no? Napakalawak na pagplano, napakalawak na oras yung mako-consume natin, no? Sobrang dami ng oras bago magawa yung successful goals, no? Successful na tamang pag-execute. So yun, no? It takes a very attention demanding, no? Alam niyo yung attention demanding na syempre, yung tinuturuan mo, no, kapag wala siyang patience, ibig sabihin na ayaw ko nang gawin to, ayaw ko nang gawin. Pero ang strength naman nito is nakakatulong siya sa mga beginner, no? Or di kaya unpracticed skills, no? So yun lang po yung naintindihan ko sa ating closed loop system. So that could be thank you. Give one example skill you can explain or demonstrate of an open loop system of information processing in relation to its definition. Assess the relative strength and weaknesses of an open loop system to your given example. Okay, so first is I'm going to explain to you the process of the open loop system. So first we have the EMP or the executive motor program stored in a long-term memory. Now, pupunta siya kay memory trace and to the action of working muscles or the movement effectors. Yun na nga. Now, this is a very, very quick action, no? Mabilis ang proseso or mabilis ang movement lamang to siya. Now, an example of the open loop system of information processing is a simple skill which is catching a ball. Now, when I throw a ball to you, hindi mo siya masasalo ng maayos. No? Because you got the EMP or the executive motor program. At hindi ka na makakapag-isip pa siya ng mabilis. Hindi ka na makakapag-isip pa ng mabilis because it is a very quick action, no? Mabilis ang action or movement lamang siya. Therefore, the memory trace is formed when the skill has been well learned. No? At ang open loop control does not produce any feedback because yun na nga sa sinabi natin kanina, because it's quick and there's no time in any feedback. No? Mabilis ang movement, mabilis ang action lang. So wala nang oras pa para magkaroon ng feedback. No? One of the relative strength of open loop is good for reactive and quickly executive skills. Yun yung strength ng open loop system. However, one of the weaknesses of open loop is not effective for unpracticed skills. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi ka familiar sa bagay, hindi mo na pag-aralan ng mabuti, syempre, yun na nga, yun yung weakness na yun. No? Pag hindi mo siya napag-aralan ng mabuti, syempre, magkakaroon ka talaga ng may mga mag-iiba yung mga isip mo, di ba? Mabilis ang idea kasi wala kang idea sa isang bagay na yan. So, di ba, yung bigla kong tinapon yung bola sa iyo, no? Bigla mong sinalo, syempre wala kang mag-idea, no? Mabilisan lamang siya, wala siyang feedback na magaganap. So, that is the process of the open loop system, and of course, nagbigay tayo ng example kanina, which is the catching a ball, no? Yun na. So, that could be all.
Explain how far you understand movement constraints in dynamical system theory. As much as possible, please give example. You can explain or much better demonstrate your example.
Let's discuss the movement constraint in dynamical system theory. Now, as I understand, three categories of constraints. We have the imposed by the organism, the environment, and the task itself. All three can also act together to impose new forms of constraint. In conclusion, dynamic system theory is the adaptation of the motor behavior changes to resinus of task, organism, and the environmental constraint. So, let's talk about the first constraint. We have the task constraint. This means constraint on human movement imposed by the task performed, including the task goals, equipment use, and mandated rules and procedures. Ibig sabihin, yung best example ko dito sa task constraint is yung dribbling a ball sa basketball. No? Kapag tayo ay nagdi-dribble, syempre, yung goal natin is kung paano ba ang tamang procedures ng pagdi-dribble. Diba? Sa pagdi-dribble, kailangan alam mo rin kung ano yung proper execution ng pagdi-dribble ng bola. Yun. And then, kailangan sa pag-dribble ng bola, no, sa pagkakaroon ng pag-enhance or pagde-develop ng dribbling, kailangan magkakaroon tayo ng or gagamit tayo ng equipment, which is yung bola, no? Kasi sa bola, doon natin malalaman kung paano ba ang tamang pagbalanse ng bola, kung saan ba siya pwede, or kung sa high level, sa medium level ba, or sa pinaka-lower, no? Sa lower naman, yun yung pagduduko tayo, no? Isang dribble yun. Yung taas naman is para matingnan natin kung saan yung mga teammate natin, no? And then, after natin sa mga procedures or sa ating task constraint, papasok si organism constraint, which means can be seen by adding weights as well as functional characteristic such as intelligence, motivation, and psychological states. Ibig sabihin, habang tayo ay nagpa-practice or nagtitraining ng ating dribbling, no, which is yung task natin is para gagaling sa pagdi-dribble, ibig sabihin, dadagdagan natin ng isa pang bola. Nang sa ganon is para malaman natin kung ano ba ang tamang pagbalanse ng bola. At doon din is malalaman din natin na kung paano ba ang pag-dribble sa right and sa left. Kasi minsan, hindi lahat ng mga players ng basketball is marunong mag-dribble sa kanan at kaliwa. No? So, yun yung dinadagdagan natin. And then, para magawa natin yung task, tinutulungan tayo ni organism constraint, which is, binibigyan tayo, kailangan is, meron tayong characteristic na intelligence. Pag sinabing intelligent is, alam natin yung ginagawa natin. Alam natin kung ano yung diskarte natin para magawa yung execution or yung movement or yung task na ginagawa natin para ma-meet natin yung goal natin. Now, si organism is binibigyan tayo ng motivation. Motivation na kaya natin itong gawin para sa goal natin, para sa task natin, gagawin natin yung goal natin with the help of the organism, no? Yun yung nagbibigay sa atin ng motivation, no? Kailangan meron tayong motivation na kailangan magawa natin yung goal natin, no? Mabigyan natin ng magandang resulta yung goal natin. And then papasok si environmental constraint, no? Si environmental constraint It features of the physical environment such as the gravity, temperature, and the light that act to constrain movement patterns. Also includes the social features such as cultural norms that constrain movement behavior. Now, natapos natin the task constraint and the organism constraint. Now, papasok sa environmental. No? Yung best example ko dito sa environmental constraint is kapag meron tayong coach or kasama na nagbibigay sa atin ng lakas ng loob para magawa yung goal. Now, habang tayo nag-aaral ng pagdidribble, may coach tayo na nagsabi, kaya mo yan, gawin mo yung lakas ng mo, kaya mo yan. For example, Al-Jame, kaya mo yan, di ba? Lahat nag-uumpisa sa mahirap, so kaya mo yan, no? May nag-cheer sa atin na kaya natin gawin yung task natin para ma-meet yung goals natin. Now, sa environmental constraint din, ay nagbibigay din sa atin ng what we call this, ng lakas ng loob, no? Lakas ng loob para maitama natin yung ating goal or para magawa natin yung ating goals, no? Now, ito na nga yung sinasabi nating task, organism constraint, and the environmental constraint, which is yung tatlong to ay mga constraint na nanggaling sa movement constraint in dynamical system theory. Now, naintindihan na po natin ngayon ang discussion natin. So, that could be all. Thank you.